Alrighty, we're back with another episode of the Another Day podcast. I have a very special guest straight out of New Mexico, no Casey. But yeah, I don't want to butcher your name, but you introduce yourself.
My name is Val. Val Max. I go on Facebook, but everybody here knows me as Val.
Yes, sir. And then we have a pretty, you can say a bit, not, yeah, he's very humble, basically. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, big dude, But this is for sure a staple here in Oklahoma City in the lowrider scene, and not just in Oklahoma City, but throughout like the U.S. And just because he does like a lot of shows for the lowrider scene, not just like I said in Oklahoma City, but he does like, what would you say, like a tour or what is it?
I'm part of the original lowrider team, and we just travel around doing stops at different, certain cities on the tour. So being part of the staff on that is a big.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure. And then basically how they put on a lot of cars and just the whole scene together. And my experience here in Oklahoma is just how they really just put all the clubs and everything together in just one place, and just they just show out crazy, not just with their cars, but also like the hopping and everything. And so we can just get started off and everything. Where are you from?
I'm originally from New Mexico. New Mexico is home for me, but Oklahoma is also home for me. I've been here in Oklahoma 13 years now. So yeah, definitely Oklahoma is home, and I do definitely represent Oklahoma.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I had a couple clips of mainly what he does, and it's nothing short of a small job because it's big. These shows aren't nothing small or anything. These are big, legit things. And just talking from experience, because I've been a part of one of his shows. I got to perform, and when I tell you, you can see the culture and just everybody together. Usually in things like that, you'll see people just hanging out with their own clubs and things like that. Everybody was looking at everybody's car, and what's cool is that's just not 1 year. It's usually every year, and it just gets bigger. Yeah. And then it's really awesome, what you do. So just to really start getting off, what kind of like inspired you to really start, not necessarily just the cars, but like the shows and stuff like that, or did you get brought on?
Well, I've been doing this for a very long time. Like I said, I grew up in northern New Mexico, a little town called Espanola, New Mexico. Everybody knows Espanola, New Mexico as lowrider capital of the world. Hey. That's a big debate that everybody has about. But just growing up there, knowing the culture and the scene, the lifestyle, it's huge there. Everybody knows lowriding. Everybody grew up lowriding. For some reason, I was just there. I grew up part of it, and that's all I've known since I was a kid. My brother had a car. And I still remember this day. It was a Monte Carlo, and when I was a kid, I used to love riding around with him, going cruising, and then that's basically where it all started when I was younger, and been doing it ever since. And what got me into the show portion is I've done some smaller stuff when I lived out in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I started doing some small stuff out there, a couple little picnics, nothing major, but, with other clubs out there. It just kind of, like I said, just did little stuff and nothing really, really big until I actually moved here to Oklahoma. And I wasn't really too big in the scene at the time when I moved out here. I just, we just recently, me and my wife, we just had our son, and I was focusing on family. And as he got older, I told my wife, hey, let's, I've been wanting to get back in the scene. And it's like, I want to get back in the scene. Let's do it with our son, and do, a lowrider bike. And I told my wife, it was like, and she still gives me shit about this every day. It's like, it won't be expensive. It'll be real easy, it'll be cheap. Of course, she'll tell you that was a lie. And, but yeah, we started off doing bikes, and then I got back into doing what I've been doing, and we eventually had our first little show, and it was a lowrider bike and pedal car show that we had in Moore, and we did it with the magazine caught their attention with some other little things that we were doing, and they came out and they were like, "Hey, we want to cover your show." So from there, it just grew. It got bigger, and we started doing bigger shows with them, and it became part of a Budweiser tour that they did from California, and we brought them out here, and it just from there it just took off. We just started doing shows, more shows and more shows. I mean, we did a lot of stuff as well as for the community. You know, we do, like I said, trunk or treats and things like that. You know, try to give back to the community. And lowriding it's all family oriented. You know, and we're trying to put that out there and give everybody an eye opener on the scene, what it's like, and what we do, and the culture that comes behind all of that. You know, and it's not just chrome and wires and patterns and hydraulics. Of course that's part of the culture, but behind that culture, it's all family driven. So, but yeah, we're just trying to put that out there more and let people get a better understanding and feeling what we do. Lowriding is a universal culture. I mean, yeah, we have dominantly it is a Hispanic or culture as far as lowriding, but I mean, literally, you look at it everywhere else in everybody else's backyards, and when I say backyards, I mean like everybody's backyards collectively. It's universal. Everybody's doing it, and everybody has grown up in it. Their family's grown up. Their dad did it. Their grandpa did it. And it's universal. That's all I gotta say. It's just universal. Everybody's part of it. They grow up in it, and it's something that's basically in their DNA.
Because since it's started and taken off, it hasn't dimmed down at all.
It hasn't. No. And it's just growing. It's growing,
yeah.
growing. It's international.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff in Japan.
Yeah.
I think like a big. I don't know who's lowrider. Somebody owns it in Japan. It's like a really popular lowrider. I don't know who. I don't want to say, but it was like a really popular lowrider from California. But they own it over there. I don't know if it was Big Worms.
I'm not too
I
sure.
don't know. Somebody's lowrider, but it's in Japan. But I'm just saying how much the culture has gone, and and talking about like how the stigma is. If it was really that bad, it usually things like that will die out with generations, and the more and more kids are being born and all that, they see that and they gravitate towards that, and that's what keeps it alive.
Right.
And with like the whole traditional and all that, do you got any plans mainly for like your kids and all that in the lowrider scene and all that?
Well, my son he's grown up in it, with me, and he does his part at all these shows too. He'll get up and he'll work. But he's known. It's funny because he's known as the kid that does his part, but he's known for falling asleep a lot. He's a napper.
He's a napper.
Yeah. Everybody will make fun of him. There'll be a picture, be like, "Hey, we're waiting for a picture of your son. Is he asleep?" And they'll try to capture a picture of him crashed out. I mean, and he'll fall asleep anywhere. He'll fall asleep on the floor, on stairs. There's pictures everywhere of him where he's falling asleep at all these shows. It's funny. It's pretty. Yeah. Everybody knows my son is like the kid that falls asleep at these shows, And
you gotta watch out for his step.
Honestly, he was. Everybody knew my son before they knew me and my wife at all the shows.
Oh.
Yeah, for some reason, because I mean, we shared a lot of our family moments on social media and stuff, and one of them was like him sleeping and stuff all the time. And then, of course, we traveled a lot with Rollers Only Car Club, and it just, no matter where we went, it just grew. Everybody knew them. They're like, oh, you're Nakoa's dad. Oh, you're Nakoa's mom. So yeah, he's a little popular kid. Believe it or not, he's very popular. Everybody out there knows him before they know us.
Okay, yeah, but big shout out to him, shit. And then you brought up the Rollers. Is that the crew you're in?
Car club, yes. We're an international car club. Founding club was out in California by Troy, and I'm the chapter president here in Oklahoma City, and I've been chapter president going on 5 years in August. Yeah, August it'll be 5 years as Rollers Only. And Rollers Only is an international car club, and man, they've been nothing but family to us, and ever since it's been nothing but great, nothing bad, all good.
No memories.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be leaving this club for a very long time. No, I gotta be forced out.
Yeah. Oh, you say it's international. I was about to ask how many members, but I bet there's.
Yeah, we're an international car club. We got clubs as far as Germany, and yeah, we're all over the place. Yeah.
God, I bet those pictures are crazy. Lowriders in Germany,
yeah.
The backgrounds, that's crazy. And then the one here in Oklahoma, how many people are in that one?
We're probably the smallest chapter actually out of Rollers Only. I only have 5 total members, and 3 vehicles, probably. Most everybody else has pedal cars, bikes. My son has 2 bikes. He's got one that's been in the making for the past 3 years, 2 years now. 2 years, and hopefully that one will be out soon. I don't know when yet, but we got some parts being done, customization parts and stuff like that, and it's been taking us longer. We kind of been traveling a lot to the point where we put it to the side for a while because we're just so busy doing other stuff, So yeah.
I understand. So that's cool, man. You got the whole family involved and everything. What kind of car do you have?
I have a '79 Buick Regal called War Medicine. Yeah. So.
Try to get a picture so we can put it on the podcast.
Yeah. So I mean, we worked pretty hard on that one. It was actually a COVID build. Me and a friend of mine. Jeremy Dean and another friend of mine that had a shop over at his house, and we've been working on it maybe eight months. It took us to build that on a COVID build. Yeah, we repainted it, sat it down, did body work, worked on the hydraulics a little bit more. Yeah, brought it out, and ever since it's just been a street car. I don't take it to car shows much, but when I do, I just put it out. I do like to cruise it more than anything. You'll see us cruising out, not just on the weekends, and I think that's where a lot of people don't see us often, is because we do our own thing. We just get out there and we cruise. It's just like you'll see us somewhere else on the other side of town or wherever else, but we just like to get out there and cruise. We're just not just a Sunday or Saturday. We're out doing other things too. So if we're not traveling.
Oh, yeah. I understand that, but I mean that's good too that you guys do a little bit different route of the other, because then you're not necessarily just in one area, you're in other areas, and other people are seeing you guys. And
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty dope, because Oklahoma City is very, you can say, divided a little.
It can be.
Yeah,
it can be.
But you mainly do see the lowriders on the south side a lot. Yeah, we don't see them on the north side. Yeah. And then a big shout out, his wifey, she came here too, and Pepe.
My wife, and our little dog Pepe. I just want to put this out there. The wives don't get as much exposure out there a lot, but my wife, man, if it wasn't for her, she does a lot of the back end portion of all these events, and a lot of people don't see that. And man, shout out to my wife for that, Yessie, because man, these shows are beasts, and I'm telling you, she does all the paperwork, she does all the back ends of everything, and a lot of these shows, a lot of people don't understand what goes into them and the money that goes into them, man. And she takes care of all of that. She does. She really does.
No, yeah, it's a lot of stuff, and then at the level of events you guys are doing,
And not just the wives, the girlfriends. I shouldn't say wives. You know, everybody out there with their girlfriends too. You know, they all they do a lot of work. Yep.
That's true. Yeah, big shout out to her. Thank you for everything, because those shows run smoothly. You wouldn't think they'd be as hectic as they are, for sure.
Yeah.
What would you say what was your guys' favorite show you've had?
I'm gonna say our favorite show is Original Lowrider. This year was our best year with Original Lowrider, our second year with them, and man, Original Lowrider is just blowing up. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Everybody out there, you know, go to originallowrider.com, check it out. There's a whole spread there on what's happening, what's coming up for next year. 26 is going to be a big year for us again, and we're excited. We already got our date ready for 2026 for our show here in Oklahoma. The Original Lowrider Oklahoma Auto Expo and Hop. Keep an eye out for that. We do have a Facebook page on social media. Just keep an eye out that too, and you can find our date there. We got a release date coming here pretty soon. I don't know if I should say it now. No, I better not say it now.
Because this is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's just say it's the same month. So same month as we had it this year, and yeah, we're excited about it. It's going to be another great year.
Yeah, and then they're really good at updating websites, their Facebook, Instagrams. So if you guys do want to keep up with any of that, I'm going to have all the links to his Facebook, originallowrider.com, in the description. So if you guys want to keep up with any, because there's a lot going on, guys. If you guys go to the website, there's all kinds of media. If you don't want to just be on, YouTube and TikTok, you can always go on there. There's all kinds of content from podcasts to what's going on at the shows, recaps, interviews. There's a lot going on for sure. Check it out. And then talking about Original Lowrider, I know I got mixed up with the Lowrider magazine and Original Lowrider.
Yeah. There's always that confusion on there with Original Lowrider and Lowrider. Original Lowrider is a whole entity of itself. CEO, founder, Joe Ray. Started Original Lowrider, and then it grew bigger, and we have Kyle Reedus, who does a lot of the Midwest portion of the Original Lowrider. I'm just that little tip of the small portion of that group, and I'm it's very fortunate for me. I'm very blessed me and my wife are blessed to be a part of that crew, and just being able to be staff on a lot of these shows, and to be able to travel with these shows and help put on really great shows for every state we travel to. So yeah, go out there and check it out. Shout out Joe Ray, shout out Kyle Reedus, and for doing their thing with the Original Lowrider. And yeah, we're excited about being a part of this team again, 2026.
Yeah, it's for sure an event, those shows, and it's really awesome, just how things work, how you guys met, and it just became a thing, because I'm really glad they came to the right person for that, because anybody else, it would have been, well, I wouldn't put words in somebody else's mouth, but usually other shows and things like that, it's very money orientated. People are just worried about the money, they don't really care about the culture, how it comes out, they're just worried about how much they made.
That's a hard one always to talk about. A lot of people think that these shows is a big money maker, and in a lot of the cases, it's really not. In some places, man, sometimes we barely make it. Sometimes the stress is really high when you do these big shows, man. It's like, am I gonna make it? We're gonna come out even. As long as we come out even on these shows, let's do it. Let's make it happen. But behind all of that, we're focusing on, man, let's make sure we have a great show for every stop that we have. Like here in Oklahoma, our thing is like, I want to have a great show for Oklahoma. I want everybody to know Oklahoma has lowriders, you know what I mean? And the scene is here, you know what I mean? We're vibrant with a lot of lowriders here, man. There's some cars out there that are some custom builds, man, that some of them you won't see much because they don't bring them out often, but they're there. And the ones out there in the street all the time, you know what I mean? They're out there representing out there in the street every day, every weekend, you know what I mean? And big props to those guys out there every weekend out on the street, man. You guys put a big image out there for everybody as well, So of course, big shout out to all the clubs here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, because surprisingly there's a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of things lately just happening in the scene. I mean, outside of like with the original Lowrider, them themselves bring a lot of attention to Oklahoma, like the sponsors and other people, because not just people from Oklahoma come to the original Lowrider show here. It's people, I've seen people from Texas. I even talked to a guy from Illinois because he was here in Oklahoma with his car. And it's really crazy. It was cool. There was a couple cars that weren't Lowriders last time I went.
Yeah, our show is predominantly lowriders, but you know we want the culture for everybody: trucks, you know, custom, you know, classics, hot rods, lowriders, lifted trucks, bag trucks, motorcycles, pedal cars, strollers. It's for everybody, and if anybody wants to come out, the registration will be out. And man, you got classic cars, you got hot rods. Bring them to the show. This is a show for everything, you know. We welcome everybody that has a love for cars. You know, that's what they love to do. So definitely bring them out.
It's really dope. And then growing up in Oklahoma, not just Oklahoma City, but like working outside of Oklahoma, like the little rural place. I don't know if you ever noticed like how Oklahoma's like really dominant with like classic cars. Oh, yeah. Not just like lowriders, but just classic cars in general. So you can find some good projects here in Oklahoma. Yeah. Especially like over there where the little old white people live in the country, there be some bar finds.
There are a lot. We just went up to a small town north of here, and on the way we just seen our heads turn every time we see an older car. It's like, man, look, did you see that junkyard over there? There's just tons of cars, you know. You'll see them everywhere in Oklahoma. It's just in the smaller towns for sure.
Yeah. Because me just being in California a little bit, you see a shell of like a Buick Regal or something. It's high, and then you just think how many of those you see in Oklahoma just there rotting. You're like, geez. Yeah, but no, for sure. Like people really start getting into, you know, it's a good and a bad thing because the market is gonna go up on like usual cheaper cars and things like that. But you know, people are getting in the scene, you know, stuff like that. What would you say? What was your first lowrider car?
My first lowrider was actually, I grew up in the era of Euro lowriders. So my first Euro lowrider was an actual Nissan Sentra 2-door box back in the day. And it used to be my brother's at the time. And I still remember it was a red one. That was my first Euro lowrider. And he actually helped me get it built up, you know, to where it was. And that's where I started off, Euro lowriding. That's where it was.
Damn. So like, I mean, you could have gone a lot of ways with the car. And what made you think lowrider?
Yeah, like I said, it's just something I grew up around. You know what I mean? Everybody had one, and it's like, you know, lowriders back then when I was growing up was the Euros. You know, and it's like I want a Euro. You know, at that time, and Euros are actually making a comeback. If you think about it, they're starting to make a comeback. Everybody's liking a Euro now, you know, an import. So, I mean, I remember just back in the day, I used to love them. I used to always want a sidekick back in the day, you know, because I thought that was the coolest shit back then, you know what I mean? But of course, growing up in northern Mexico, everybody had a classic, you know what I mean? You know, a 64 or a 63, a bomb, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but, you know, again, like I said, Euros. That's pretty much where I kind of grew up in my era, with the Euros.
Yeah, all right. So like where your environment was is mainly just a lot of people had the lowriders, and if not a lowrider, a Euro lowrider.
Yeah, either lowrider, just original lowrider, or you know, a classic, or Euros. Yeah, man, it was just, I grew up in that. You know, like I said, in Espanola, everybody had a lowrider. Their grandpas had lowriders.
And then you said I was in New Mexico. What was the town again?
Espanola, New Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you ever been there? I was telling him how we go by Route 66 and we go over there. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's Albuquerque. You go north from Albuquerque up into Santa Fe, and then past Santa Fe, about 30 minutes north of Santa Fe, is a little town called Espanola. Yeah, so everybody, if you look it up, lowrider capital of the world, it'll come up Espanola, New Mexico.
New Mexico,
yeah.
Shout out.
That's a big one there. Everybody, the it's a little debate going on about that though. But yeah, but you know, everybody has lowriders there, and you know what I mean. It's just part of the culture, and growing up, it's like everywhere you turn, you see a lowrider. You know.
That's dope. New Mexico. I would have never thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually like when people have that conversation, they always bring up California. Yeah. Maybe sometimes like Las Vegas, things like that. But yeah, man, shit. Shout out New Mexico. Start going by there more, see what's up with the cars. Yeah, man. And then if you could, man, like give any like young people or anybody just really coming up in the lowriders and doesn't really know how to really get started, any advice you could give them or anything?
I would say, I mean, if you're younger and you want to get into the scene and knowing, just get out there, and even on the weekends, you know, you'll see people out there cruising. Don't be afraid to approach us, man. A lot of us are all family oriented. Like I said, man, it's everybody. We got to get out of that mindset of lowriders and thinking, oh, you know, it's only bad people. You know, of course there is bad people everywhere you go. You know what I mean? It's just don't be afraid to approach us. If you got a question, come talk to us. Hey, you know, what does it take to build a lowrider? You know, how does your hydraulics work? Or, you know, how do you get those rims on that car? You know, no question is going to be a stupid question, man. And without asking those questions, you're not going to know. You know, it might be a passion that you actually might love, you know, as you get older, and who knows, you can build your masterpiece, you know what I mean? A car is a definition of who you are, you know what I mean, as you're driving. You know, it's just one of those things. You put so much blood, sweat, and tears into your car as you're building, you know what I mean? And it's really shows who you are as a person, honestly, if you think about it. Yeah. Because believe it or not, it does, you know, you cause arguments with your wives, your girlfriends, and things like that. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't, but sometimes it can be, you know, like I said. But at the same time, you know, they get involved with the vehicles as well and your builds, you know, and they want to get their hands dirty with you as well. And my wife is one. She'll help me hook up my batteries when we need to charge them. So if I need to tell her, hey, put the batteries, you know, on charge, she can do it. She's a little afraid still sometimes, but she'll do it.
Okay, yeah. Good time to get hands on, all right.
Yeah. Same thing with my son, you know. Now he's a teenager, and he's like, he's too focused on girls now, you know what I mean?
Okay,
so
yeah.
He's at that age right now, he's focused on girls, but you know, he still asks questions about the lowriders and stuff, and what on the car and stuff.
He'll come back to the car then.
Yeah, but my thing is if the kids are out there at a park and you see lowriders, don't be afraid to approach them, man. You can ask them questions, and for the most part, I'll tell you right now, a lot of the guys will be like, yeah, man, this is what you need to do. They'll tell them and talk to them. So for all the young ones out there, don't be afraid to approach us.
And then, you know, in the new age of, you know, how people get their information and things like that, would you say like YouTube and all like that, and just learning from that, would you say that's like a good?
Yeah, that's a good tool also. There's a lot of good videos out there, you know, tutorials and things like that that'll show you, you know, more on, you know, as far as building, and there's a lot of them out there. You'll find tons.
Yeah, because what I've noticed in the lowrider community is big on community-wise, because how some lowriders were being built in California is way different how lowriders were being built, say, in Texas and things like that. So for sure, just trading knowledge and word of mouth is one of the biggest forms of really just getting your information for lowriders and all that. Because that's what's really helping out now, because back then we would have to know somebody to do that, but now it's all on, you can say TikTok, YouTube. You know, you can talk to the lowrider scenes over there in New York and stuff like that now, you know, and see what they got it going on. Maybe they do something different, you know. Yeah. And it's for sure a dope platform. And if you have any questions or you want to see what's going on in different places, for sure. Like you said, you know, the lowrider community is very friendly, very like information orientated. So if you have any questions or anything, they're big on giving you info on. I mean, don't be stupid and ask dumb things and annoy them, you know, like, but if they see that you're sincere and you really want to know, they'll fuck with you and things like that. And that's what I like about why it's very family orientated, because you know there's a lot of younger people that don't grow up with dads, don't grow up maybe with their moms and just their grandparents, and they really can't get this information. And with the Lowrider scene being very family orientated, a lot of the males there, they understand, you know, like not everybody grew up with a dad and stuff like that, and just really coming at a person, like a person asking you about lowriders nicely and things like that really helps out, because you know, say you didn't really have a male role model joining the car clubs and stuff like that, you'd for sure find a lot of people who've turned their lives around, you know, and either they rehabilitated their lives and you know they're doing good now, and so other kids don't fuck up. They give them that info before they mess up, and that's what I growing up, I wish I was in that scene, but I had that stigma that was for cholos and all that, and I ended up learning even worse things not joining things like that, you know. So that's what I like it a lot, because it pushes young men to really keep their hands busy on something positive other than bad, because right now what's going on and everything is very easy to just rebel against everything, just say fuck and just drop. So the lowrider scene and especially here in Oklahoma, how there's a lot of young men who really don't know what to do, end up getting in trouble and stuff like that. Lowriding is awesome gateway of really doing other things. You don't have to necessarily just be doing the lowriders, because I know a lot of people get into welding or maybe chroming things or etching things. I know there's a lot of things you can do out of the lowrider, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's so much out there. I mean, there's engraving as well, There's, like you said, the chroming, the assembly portions of wire wheels, and I mean, it's just the paint job, paint work, body work, hydraulics. I mean, you just got to get out there and find your what you're good at. You never know, you can be really good at something. For instance, I just recently got into design work. A lot of my flyers that I do now, digital work that you guys see out there, like for Original Lowrider. I've done some stuff for Lowrider, actually, Lowrider Magazine, some of their flyer work as well, Taurus Empire. Just like within the past, I'm gonna say last 2 years, I got into doing digital work, and now my work is all over the place, you know what I mean? So it was one of those things that I never knew I was going to be as far as I've come along with my digital work now, and it's pretty dope to actually see your work out there, and it's like for all these big names that you're doing work for, and it's pretty cool. And it just comes down to actually getting your hands and doing what you need to do and finding out. You got to take that risk. If you don't do it, you don't know what the outcome is. You just got to put your effort into it. You never know, it can take off. Engraving, same thing. I've been wanting to do that, but I got so much other stuff going on. But my cousin does engraving, Hilario Lugo. Shout out my cousin Hilario Lugo. Look him up. You can find him on social media. Lugo's Engraving does amazing work. If you guys are looking for some engraving work, give him a shout. Hit him up. See if you guys want to get some work done. He'll get you guys taken care of. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it just comes down to putting your effort into, whatever it may be. You can be a painter, you just don't know until you actually get your hands on it.
Because there's a lot, man. There's a lot that needs to be done to a lowrider. I've seen lowriders. Sometimes so many people touch a lowrider, like the painter, and then there's like 5 different people who work for the painter, and then the frame guy, and then it's crazy, man. So it's and I bring that up because it's really just shows how much it takes to really build these lowriders and how it's community orientated. They need the painter as much as they need the guy who puts in the motor. It's basically kind of like the concept of it takes a whole village to, I don't know how the saying goes, like takes a whole village to raise a kid or something like that. But kind of the same concept of how everybody has to be in tune and in sync to really just create these lowriders and all that, and basically like the harmony of it.
There's some people out there that's all your one-stop shop, that does it all. You know what I mean? They'll do the paint work, they'll do the body work, they'll do engine work, the hydraulics, all in one session. It just depends on who you talk to, who you know. I mean, and again, too, you just gotta ask who, you know. And most of the time, you already know people. If you're in the scene, you know who does what, and you already know who you're gonna go to. So, yeah.
Have you ever had any work done out like in say Cali or Las Vegas or anything on your cars?
On my car, no, nothing outsourced out that way that far. A lot of it's all here in Oklahoma.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna bring that up. I was like, is there really much? Because I know I follow a lot of the groups in here in Oklahoma for the lowrider scene, all that, and usually they're very good with if you need a steering wheel, some sort of part.
Well, steering wheels and stuff like that, custom. A lot of people go, you know, of course, they go looking for things out of state. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, hit certain engravers and custom people that do custom work. So yeah, a lot of that is definitely outsourced. Like your hydraulics too could be outsourced from out of state. It just depends on what type of setup you're looking for and what you're trying to go for. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely.
And then what would you say was, because there's like a big rivalry between Texas and Oklahoma, would you say there's like a difference in lowriders?
Well, I don't know about a rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas. I mean,
well, not just in like the lowrider, but just like just because we're like, you know, the Longhorns and OU.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about college football?
Yeah, or just like in general, you know, just because they're not Oklahoma, the Oklahomans hate them.
Yeah. I don't know, man. As far as the lowrider scene, I don't think there is any of that. I mean, they all get along. I mean, everywhere we travel, shoot, we get along with everybody everywhere we go. And we know so many people everywhere we travel. I mean, I've never seen really anybody toxic rivalry type. You know what I mean? As far as Oklahoma and Texas, but I mean, there might be some competition. But, you know, but yeah, it's all friendly competition. Yeah.
Because I see some just instances it gets crazy, like in Florida or things like that. It gets serious. I'm like, yo, hey, don't gotta be that serious.
I mean, I've seen people talk shit to each other that are from different states and they're competing with each other, but it's all for fun and games. I mean, they'll talk shit to each other and it's all just for fucking fun. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we see that a lot. It happens. It's there. You know what I mean? Of course, it's competitive. You know what I mean? Lowriders in the show game is a little bit different being from the street, but everybody that's out there showing, yeah, of course, there's competitiveness. But I mean, there's a lot of people that do travel these shows to compete, and a lot of them are traveling just to show their car and have a good time. And some of them are chasing awards, and some of them are not. It's just a preference of that individual, you know. So
I see people, same thing, you know, people build their cars for different things, cruising, shows. Some cars don't ever drive. But yeah, no, for sure, it just depends what you want your car for, I guess. And then as far as like the whole lowrider scene here, I know I've seen it really, really big in South Oklahoma City, like in that area. Have you, because I know you're around a lot, OKC, you see any more like the scene outside of like the city in the South where it's also kind of like up there?
All the smaller towns out of the towns out of Oklahoma City. Yeah, I mean Tulsa has a scene out there. They got their lowriders and they got some big names out there too. There's some other small towns, you know, that there's some lowriders that pop up. You know, Tahlequah, Shawnee.
All right, and then we cut off. We totally forgot where we're at. But yeah, I'm just going with the next question I was going to say. So, what do you see in the future for the lowrider scene here in Oklahoma? Not just the city, but the whole.
As a whole?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole lot of potential here in Oklahoma, and man, I can see in the future it growing and just continue to grow, man. There's so many other clubs out there here in the city, and they're doing their thing out there, doing other shows, events, community things, man. Just keep doing it because it brings everybody together, you know what I mean? And you just gotta keep doing them. Yeah. And I don't think lowrider is going away. Lowriding is going away for a very, very long time. So it's always going to be here, and it's always going to keep on growing, generation after generation.
Yeah, especially how Oklahoma itself is getting bigger.
Yeah, Oklahoma is definitely growing. Yep.
So a lot more spots to really do things. I know they just built Calle 25, the street over there on the Capitol Hill.
In Capitol Hill, yeah,
so
that's pretty cool. I seen some videos on that, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think they're gonna be up doing a lot of stuff out that way for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I already saw some people over there trying to park, get some
Yeah.
pictures and stuff.
Yep.
So it's already getting started. Yeah.
Already, yeah. That's how it is all the time when something new opens up here in the city. Everybody wants to get the best pictures they can.
Yeah, oh yeah, everybody. I'm surprised there's not lines. Just trying to get a picture. Yeah. But I mean, I love it just because, I mean, like you said earlier, like there's just cars you wouldn't expect here in Oklahoma City. When I started seeing how big the Impala scene, all the 64s, 63s, all those, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, here in Oklahoma
Yeah,
City.
there's a lot of them. Yep.
It's crazy. They're beautiful because, I mean, I guess they can get those parts and stuff, but man, it's crazy to see in Oklahoma and really how much it's grown since I already started seeing like 2009, 2008. It's been going crazy.
Okay. The lowrider culture and scene here is pretty vibrant. There's everybody out there doing it, all these clubs doing their thing, and I'm just a small portion of it. That's all I gotta say, and I'm just happy to be a small portion of that culture and the scene here in Oklahoma City, and just love doing what I do.
It's dope. And then you were talking about the show that you guys are about to have. You didn't have a date on that one yet, right?
We have a date, but we're not about to release it
No,
yet.
not yet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, if you guys want to get updated, he's very good at keeping all this stuff updated in the original lowrider.com. You can always get the update. But just like the shows and stuff like that. And then that was in 2026, right?
Yeah, 2026. We'll have our date released maybe in the next couple weeks, maybe less than that.
Yeah, just
So
stay tuned.
you know, if you guys follow me on Facebook already, I go by Val Max, and it is a public. My page is public on social media. So if you guys want to keep up to date on the shows especially the show we do here for the Oklahoma Auto Expo and Hop. I usually post a lot of stuff on that page all the time, or the Oklahoma Auto Expo Hot page as well. So, but most of the time you'll find all the information on my page. I do like to share a lot of other people's stuff that that happens here in the city, and not just the city, but everybody else in the whatever surrounding states and so forth. But if I'm missing somebody's event, hey, tag me in it, and definitely I'll share it. Of course, like I said, I want to share everybody's events that are happening here in the city. You know what I mean? Share it and get more people out there and get people involved. So yeah, it's just not. There's gonna, like I said, there's gonna be times where I might miss somebody, but it's not intentionally. Just know that. So So there's a lot of stuff going on. So I'll get it out there. You know what I mean? And definitely, of course, if I can't make it to a show, somebody in my club will definitely make it and be there to help support. A lot of times we're not here in state to support some of these local events, but we try to support everybody and everything that happens here as much as we can. So but yeah, we got our show 2026 coming up. So keep an eye out. That just know that the month is going to be July again. The Oklahoma State Fairgrounds. So doing it all over again, and hopefully we got some really good ideas for entertainment, and we've been talking about some certain entertainment coming out. So it'll be pretty dope.
And that's as much of a sneak peek.
Yeah, that's all as much as I can say.
It.
I can't say too much.
Yeah, not too much. So if you made this far into the podcast, you got a little sneak peek.
Yeah.
Okay.
And remember, man, if you guys really want to be a part of the show, even for the people that are traveling from out of town, man, I'm telling you guys right now, our building is really not that big, and we're trying to work some things out. But other than that, man, if you guys already know, we sell out that show every year, So if you guys really want to get your spot inside and our registration opens up, don't wait. Register ASAP, because those spots will definitely fill up quick.
And it's for sure something you want to be a part of. Mainly, what all you're selling, you're promoting, it'll for sure get out there because, like I said, everybody's just friendly. Everybody visits every booth, and if they don't buy something from you, they're for sure gonna follow you or get somebody to buy something from you. And that's what I love about these shows. You know, just how the whole community puts everybody on. Not just if you have a lowrider, if you have a business. So that's why it's very, very important to like join these events as soon as possible. Like I said, just go into either the website, his Facebook, and lock in immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you guys already know from the last shows, man. It's so jam packed in there. It's hard to find spots to sit. So yeah, get those spots locked in.
Yeah. What I like, it's basically all ages, everything. There's something for every age. You know, there's for the younger kids, for men and women, the girls. There's plenty of areas for like the kids to take selfies. That's big now.
Yeah.
Or do TikToks, things that no one's gonna tell you anything. I hope not.
And also at these shows too, we got the hop event. You know, we definitely like to highlight the hop. You know, we bring hoppers from all over the place out here, and the hop is pretty much an exciting main event, I would say. So the hop is always a crowd pleaser for sure. Oh, we also too. Shout out Manny with the Stilo, man. He does a show the night before ours. This past year was called the Stilo Night Hop, and they did a really good hop, man. They do a hop a pre-hop before our hop. So man, get out there, support Manny too, man. He always does a great job, and Manny does his thing too. So for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I've gone to those yet. The pre-hop.
The pre-hops, yeah, Manny. Yeah, he does a good job with the Estilo Car Club out there. They do some dope hops, man.
Yeah, man, because it gets intense.
Yeah.
I'll try to find some footage of the one from last year.
Yeah.
I mean, this year, sorry.
This year. Yeah,
this year, because that one was dope, dude.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So for sure, we'll get some content to show you guys on here. And yeah, I'd like to thank you for coming to the show, joining the podcast. Like I said, guys, if you guys would like to any updates of any of the shows, any of the things he's doing, just go to the original Lowrider, go to his Facebook. I'll have it linked in the description. Don't forget to check it out. I thank you again for coming. Big shout out to wifey, Pepe. Yeah, big shout out. I love the rollers. Yeah, big shout out to them too. Big thank you. Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you. Thank you for having me on this on your podcast, man, and letting me share a little bit of info on a little bit of my past and future and present, man. We're excited. We're excited for everything that's happening for Oklahoma City, and let's just keep on pushing forward, man. Let's keep doing these shows. I know you guys do some things, and we're excited to be out there to help support you guys too.
Thank you guys for that too, putting us on.